Hey, thank you so much for joining my YouTube channel. Super excited to continue the series. We're doing a series preparing for Easter. And in this series, we're looking at pictures that I took from Israel recently from a trip there. And today we're looking at the picture of the Jordan River. And I love this picture, and I'm just like self-promoting shamelessly. This is my daughter, and she was baptized. She got baptized last month in the Jordan River, and it's a super powerful experience. You know, you go to the Jordan River in Israel, and this is the place. This is, I mean, pick something. This is where, you know, they cross over. The Israelites cross over from the wilderness of wandering in the wilderness for 40 years under Joshua's leadership. The priests step in, and the water stops, you know, at the Jordan River, and so that's where that happens. And then you have, this is a place where Jacob comes and wrestles with God before he sends after he sends over his family and all of his possessions over the Jordan River. I mean, Jordan River is super epic. And of course, it's phenomenal for Jesus, right? Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River. And so when you come to the Jordan River, you think about that historical context of it. You're like, wow. And this is where Jesus comes to John the Baptist and says, I need to be baptized. And John the Baptist is like, what? You should baptize me. And Jesus is like, no, no, no. This is kind of the protocol. You need to do this to fulfill all righteousness. That's what Jesus says. And so John baptizes Jesus in the Jordan River, and kind of we're at the location, supposedly, where Jesus was baptized. And this is when the heavens open, and the Father says, this is my Son in whom I'm well pleased, and Holy Spirit descends on Jesus like a dove. So you get this sense of Trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, here at the Jordan River. So when you see this place, it moves you deeply, because you think, wow, this is such a significant, this was the beginning launch point, in essence, for Jesus' ministry. But I appreciate what happens at the Jordan River with John the Baptist. You know, we read about him leading up to Jesus. He's the forerunner, the announcer for Jesus coming. And I like what John says in chapter 3, verse 30. John chapter 3, verse 30. He says this about Jesus. Jesus' fame and popularity is increasing, and people are leaving John to follow Jesus. And people come to John and they're like, hey, you know, aren't you upset about this? And John says this, Jesus must increase and I must decrease. And I love that about John, because he knew my function, my role. I live to make Jesus famous. I live to populate heaven because of Jesus' fame. I live to promote, to exalt, to honor, to magnify Jesus. And it always challenges me when I read that verse. I think, you know, I want to live to exalt Jesus. I'm not interested in exalting another person or myself or this or that or, you know, some famous people, all that stuff. Ultimately, let's make the decision that we live to promote Jesus, to make Jesus famous, to increase his popularity, to let his visibility, his presence be experienced all around us, that people, when they're around us, they get closer to Jesus. They sense Jesus, that he must increase and we decrease. It's all about Jesus. So thank you so much for watching today. I encourage you to give me some feedback. Love to have you subscribe. You can pass this on, share this with some friends. Really, really amazing series. I love this series. I mean, it's deep in my skin. I love it. And so I just encourage you, give me some feedback, and I'd be very, very grateful. And of course, we have one of the best things, the whole series is our jokes at the end. What do you call two people in an ambulance? Pair of medics. I know, right? Catch you next week. Thanks again.